See you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday, we'll season the day. Digital finance, harmony of love, serving food for what goes to, rising as the beat and it, Eastern on P2GTV. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
I'm in here just doing my thing, y'all. My thing.
Really, you just.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good Monday. This is good. This is a mental wellness Monday.
Yes.
I'm Alvin Thomas, the Gold Banker, coming to you live 1 gram at a time. It is a beautiful Monday, and I'm here with this gorgeous lady. Please tell them.
Everybody, how y'all doing, sisters and brothers out here? We are about to do it. Come up in here. This is Mental Wellness Monday. And welcome to Breakfast with the Thomases. And we are the Thomases. But this is our family table, and you have come in the door. So that means grab yourself a nice little drink, you know what I'm saying? Get that cold libation or warm libation. And don't forget to get a little breakfast. Okay, I ain't cooking. And y'all know right now, I ain't cooking. So you gotta go get you something what you want.
Wait a minute, what about me? What do you mean you ain't cooking? Hold on. I signed off for the Thomases for breakfast.
All right. And on that note, it's time to get started because we want to start our day correctly. Okay. That's why we say grand rising. We got so much in store for you. So much. So many things are happening in the world. But wouldn't you like to feel safe? Wouldn't you like to feel grateful? Wouldn't you like to feel abundant? Let's go get it, y'all.
All right, let's go get that blessing.
All right, Mister, what's up? It's your show. Let Mr. Thomas talk about what he set up for today. He got some stuff for y'all. Let's do it.
Well, look, we're gonna, it's Monday, it's the beginning of the week. Things, the markets are gonna be doing what it's doing today. But I want you guys to understand why the markets are doing what they're doing, and I need you to be aware, and I need you to take stock of your own inventory. This is what this Mental Wellness Monday conversation is: taking stock of your own inventory. Despite what they do on the outside, it always affects your bottom line. So you need to be safe and secure around your bottom line and making sure you have dotted the I's and crossed the T's. And that's what we're doing this morning on Mental Wellness Monday.
I love it. So I woke up with a bit of a, anybody ever wake up and you got like a theme in your head? It's like, I get downloads. I get downloads from the universe, from the Lord, from my creator. And today the download was, and y'all don't hop off. I'm trying to let you know you got a message. Y'all, it's work with what you got. Work with what you got. I just got that. Work with what you got. So I'm letting you know right now, there's a lot in store in this conversation. If you found this stream, somehow that download was for you.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
So while you might hear doom and gloom, this is what's happening in the world. It's the setup for the conversation to build up. Because I try to let y'all know, people are, oh, here we go again. We already know about what's happening. No, you don't. See, what you know is what they show you, but nobody's going to teach you or show you how to make what should be negative into your positive, how to come up when everybody else is down. That's today's conversation.
Yep.
I'm like, world's going to hell. How do we get paid? Y'all understand where we coming from?
The wealthy have been doing it that way for centuries. Yeah. So why don't you get on and play the game?
It's time. I want to say, we got to say grand rising to everybody. Okay, baby?
Come on, let us.
Say grand rising. So we got some folks who's streaming from everywhere. Before we get started, y'all go get your family in the room. Get yourself settled. Get your cup of tea, coffee, whatever it is, your libation in the morning is. Look,
don't even start, Ruth.
Get ready. Okay? Get ready, because we're about to put it on. We've been waiting for this, y'all. We've been waiting for this. Some of y'all think that the world has gone to hell in a handbag. Stop that. I'll tell you right now. You just haven't figured out where on the chessboard you are. And we're going to put you in the player's seat. So you got to get out the pawn seat and get in the player seat. So let's go see what's happening on the board. Ready, Mr. Thomas? All right.
6 of the biggest financial firms in the world are shutting the exits on investors. Blackstone, Apollo, Ares, Blue Owl, Morgan Stanley, and Cliffwater, with some halting redemptions, one fund even closing. Now, the mainstream media will tell you everything is fine. It is not. And if you have money in a bank, any bank in the United States, this is a story about you. Because here's what nobody's connecting. These firms, they don't exist in a vacuum. They are funded by the same banks holding your deposits. And what happens on Wall Street doesn't stay on Wall Street. As cracks in this $3 trillion market start to form, which they are, it spreads into the system, into banks, and into your wallet. But here's the part that should stop you cold. These same banks, they're not just exposed to private credit. They're exposed to over $200 trillion of derivatives, or as Warren Buffett calls them, financial weapons of mass destruction. The same derivatives that almost brought down the entire global monetary system in 2008, a web of highly leveraged bets based on interest rates, credit, and liquidity, all 3 that are in jeopardy right now, meaning this isn't just a $3 trillion crisis. This is the pressure point for a $200 trillion plus crisis just here in the United States. And what's worse is that what's happening right now in private credit isn't random. It's a signal that we are moving through the currency life cycle and towards a monetary reset. So by the end of this video, I'm going to show you what exactly is going on in this market, why your bank is more exposed than anyone is admitting, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself before it's too late. Think of private credit as shadow lending. Traditionally, when a company needs a loan, they go to a bank, but after 2008, regulators clamped down on the riskiest lending, or at least they did on paper. But this wasn't good for profits, so a new industry was born. Firms like Blackstone and Apollo started lending directly to companies, mostly private equity-backed businesses, ones that operated with no transparency and little oversight. And for a while, it worked. For them, borrowers got their money, firms got their fees, and an industry that was almost nothing 15 years ago grew to $3 trillion today that we know of. But this was all based on liquidity, low rates, and available credit. As long as that was all happening, nobody was asking any questions. But private credit is the child of a very specific monetary environment. 0 rates, high risk means rewards, and no hard questions asked. And up until now, it has never, not once, been tested through a full credit cycle. That is until now. I have been talking about a liquidity crisis brewing for the last few years. The frozen redemptions, the blocking the exits, these are not the crisis. They are the signal of what is deteriorating underneath. The simplest way I can explain what's happening right now is that the assets themselves, the loans, are illiquid because there's no market for them. No one wants to buy them. Since private credit is private and there's no open market involved, the fund managers themselves have gotten to decide what these assets are worth. They are fabricating valuations. But as rates have risen and held steady, and all of a sudden these companies are failing and struggling, there are no investors who want to take on this borrower risk. So the difference between what a fund manager says these so-called assets are worth and what someone will actually pay for them keeps getting wider. That's why investors are running for the exits, because when there's smoke, there's fire. And it's not a couple of contained failures. Many of these companies that supposedly have these high valuations, again, are based on nothing. So everyone is trying to leave all at once. But when billionaires are blocked from exiting, that should make you sit up at home. This is not just a story about private credit. This is a shift in the entire system. All currencies throughout history follow the same pattern. There is a currency life cycle for all fiat currencies, and it always starts the same way, with credit expansion, currency creation, and overprinting. During this period of time, it feels like prosperity. But during this time, risk is building quietly. And when confidence starts to collapse, liquidity vanishes, and that's where we are right now. See, private credit is just where it's showing up. This is our tell. This is our signal for everyone out there watching of what's coming next. Remember at the beginning of this video when I said that private credit was never really separate from the banking system? It was just an illusion on paper to please regulators. The funds are funded by US banks, your bank, my bank, the same banks holding our deposits. The separation of risk was just an illusion. It was never real behind the scenes. The risk was actually growing to levels far greater than they were in 2007, 2008. And on top of that, at this point in time, the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston has come out and admitted that today, U.S. banks are the primary funding source for private credit. The exposure never disappeared. It only grew quietly behind the scenes in the shadow lending sector. Now, this is where the derivative layer really comes into play. But before I break down what exactly that means for you, drop a 2008 in the comments if you think this is great financial crisis all over again, or tell me if you think that this is going to be worse. Do we have a reckoning coming, something that we are not even prepared for? Let me know in the comments below, because the pressure is on. In fact, I just saw a quote this week from Michael Burry, the famous trader who predicted the 2008 great financial crisis and was popularized in the movie The Big Short. He came out and said this week, everyone in PE and PC knows exactly what is going on. Quote, they are remarkably proficient at kicking the can down the road, but it looks like the end of the road to me. But what does the end of the road actually mean for you and me? Well, picture we hit the end of the road and there's a fork, okay? And there are two options there. Neither one, hate to spoil this, but neither one are going to be good for us, okay? But on one side, we have a bailout, right? Private credit tied to US banks, derivative exposure goes off, catastrophic. What do? They bail out the banking system. This is 2008 playbook all over again. We know how that ends, with the Fed firing up the printing press and an extreme devaluation of our dollars, because contrary to 2008, this bailout would be huge in scope and size. Not that 2008 wasn't huge, but we're way beyond that now in terms of the numbers we're talking about. On the other side of the fork at the end of the road is a bail-in. A bail-in is where instead of bailing out the banks, they bail in the banks using depositor funds, your funds, my funds, to make the bank whole again. And before you say that's not legal, that will never happen, it absolutely is. Following 2008, they changed the rules. They changed the playbook. They made it legal the same way it's happened in Lebanon and in Cyprus. They're ready. They know that the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, that gold sticker on your bank's window that's supposed to tell you everything's okay, that you're safe, you're protected, your deposits are insured, they only have 1.3% of total deposits insured in their deposit insurance fund, meaning that if one large bank or two mid-sized banks were to fail, they already don't have enough funds. And I know someone out there is going to go, so what? We've seen them do it before. They'll make it work. They'll figure it out. No. I'm telling you right now, why else do you think after 2008, they changed the laws to make a bail-in legal? It is the international playbook that is in place waiting. And no, they don't want to do it, right? But they will when we reach that fork in the road. If option one isn't looking too good, they're going to move on to option two. Let me ask you, because we've seen what's happened in other countries where bail-ins have happened. Depositors don't have access to their accounts sometimes for years. And at the end of that, they might have half all of their funds seized and taken away from them. And in the meantime, inflation is ripping higher, potentially hyperinflation, meaning whatever you had in your savings account is losing value in real time. That's this kind of final stage that we're getting to before an official currency revaluation or devaluation. How long, tell me in the comments below, how long could you last without access to your accounts? A week, a month, a year? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. What would you do in a bail-in situation? Because the truth is, this is the reality we're up against, and they won't give you warning. It will happen in the middle of the night. You'll wake up and be denied access. Private credit might well be the match that lights the fuse. And if we want to understand what comes next, well, all we have to do is zoom out. In fact, again, like I said, currency life cycles follow a pattern. The one that we've been living through with the dollar has been in motion for a long time, but we're getting close to that next phase. If we go back to the 1930s, the system was collapsing under the weight of its own debt. People were rushing to the exits, and rather than fix the system, what did they do? They changed the rules. Confiscating gold bullion, rare and collectible coins were exempt. I always call that out because it's very important to understand gold laws, especially if you're concerned around confiscation, because they matter. But as gold bullion was confiscated, what happened? They turned around and revalued it. So everyone who held dollars, right, they lost their purchasing power overnight. Everyone who held gold came out the other side. That's how it always works. If we fast forward to 1971, when President Nixon delinked the dollar from gold, what happened there? Right? The United States defaulted on its promise to the rest of the world. No more convertibility of U.S. assets into gold. What happened? They changed the rules to benefit themselves, to save the system. That is what they do every time, and today will be no different. In 2008, they changed the rules. Again, legalizing a bank bail-in so that they were ready for whenever the day came. When the system is stretched to the limit because of the debt, every time they change the rules, and every time those who protect their wealth in fiat currency, I'm talking anything dollar denominated, they are the ones who lose everything. But there is good news. Every single time the rules change, those who hold physical gold and silver, they are the ones who are protected on the other side. And what we are moving towards right now is the end of that currency life cycle, right? We see inflation move into hyperinflation as this printing press is going to be fired up, because believe me, when this fuse is lit and this entire system, this derivative collapse happens, what is going to come next? Mass printing. We're going to have potentially a bank bail-in. I don't know when. People always ask when. I don't know. I can't say that, but we know the rules are there in place. And everyone who has their wealth protected in dollars, they are going to be the ones at risk. While those who protect their wealth, again, outside of the system, outside of a number on a screen, where it's their rules, these are our rules, right? We hold these, we own them, okay? They're outside of their control, outside of counterparty risk. But I'm sure you still have a lot of questions around how you personally can protect your wealth and what is coming next, because this is a developing story and things are moving fast, which is why I am so excited to share that I will be doing a live free webinar called Surviving the Reset, the 4 stages of currency collapse.
We're going to bring it back and we're going to end it there. Mr. Thomas, how you doing? You ready? You ready? Okay. So we back.
We are back. We are back.
Always got to give love and give homage to the people who bring the information to this platform. Thank you to ITM Trading and Taylor Kenny. I appreciate the work that she does. All the people do at the ITM Trading platform, because we got, every bit of information has to come from different locations. We're not all going to be on the same level, but we have to. I love how they bring this information, pull it together, and then we get to bring the conversation open and spread it wide and thin it out so it's easy to understand. How does this affect us on the ground?
I gotta say something, and it really struck me, because I had heard them say, Warren Buffett had mentioned this years ago, and as much as I trade, I never took it to heart. Derivatives are considered weapons of mass destruction, for financial weapons of mass destruction. Okay. And when you use it,
are you breaking it down, please? Because people don't get what that means. See, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm not saying we're not we're unintelligent. I'm saying that's not our language.
Okay.
We gotta stop using the word to describe the word.
Okay.
Anybody feel like that? I think, look, I teach digital financial literacy. One of the biggest things is to get my students to understand that you got to understand, you got to learn how to break it down to the smallest.
Yes, absolutely. And
so everybody can get it.
Yep.
Go ahead, Mr. T.
And I agree with you. That's why I'm an avid pusher of the DFL. Financial weapons of mass destruction. The term I use is derivative. Think of it this way. You go to the store, you buy something, and then you sell it. But you don't give it to the person. You tell him, don't worry, give me the money, I'll hold on to it. And then you resell it to somebody else, and somebody else, and somebody else. And you're all holding the same thing, but you told them they own it. You own it. Think of it, you guys may know it better as an EFT. But it's the same thing. People are buying the same coin or the same item 60 and 70 times.
Not the same, like it's not a bunch of coins and it's the same. He's talking about the same exact
coin.
So they show you, hey, I've got this gold coin. It's worth $5,000. Now I'm gonna sell it to you, but you're not gonna get to take it. I'm gonna hold on to it. Don't worry, I got it. You paid your $5,000 for that whole coin, but then they take the same coin and they go have that same thing going, and all of you have a portion of this coin. So what they say is, don't worry, you got cash value in this. So when the value of this goes up, you get the growth from the coin.
Absolutely.
Now they didn't tell you how many people have the same stock in this, the same amount of holding in it.
Holdings.
They got the same claim. Guys, let me share something with you. Yeah, that doesn't make, and Mr. Thomas, I'm gonna be really honest, it doesn't make any sense to anyone how that affects them at home. People, please let me know. Put a 1 in anything, anywhere. Yeah. If this don't make no sense to how this matters to you. Oh, okay. So let's bring it home for y'all. Let's bring it home, because I like to take everything to where you live.
And we got some comments too. So
I gotta ask a question. Anybody ever heard of the word skimflation? Skimflation.
Yep.
Where you pay the same amount of money to get less of something, and the price goes up over time, but the amount of it actually goes down. Anybody bought a candy bar lately?
Look.
Anybody bought a bag of chips? Same chips in the bag. And as a matter of fact, the bags are getting smaller, but getting more expensive.
The bags are just getting more air in it.
Okay. So, no, actually, there's no more air in there. It's the same bags, but the price has changed. You guys don't realize that we are being priced down. We are overpriced for things that we're getting less of. That is actually happening with the money. Mm-hmm. Now, I want to go deep into what she was talking about, something that we can really understand. Guys, I told you our Ponzi schemes are very clear. Let's start showing. Let's see how this shows up. We talked about this thing. Talked about private credit. Now, how does private creditors work? What the heck is a private creditor? I went online to check because I wanted to make sure I had the right definition. A private creditor is any creditor that will offer you a loan outside of a bank. Now, why did that happen? Why do we have private? Why is this even possible? Because in 2008, I don't know if y'all knew, we had a crash in 2008.
Yes, we did.
And in 2008, y'all might have seen a movie called The Big Short. The Big Short went deep into explaining what caused that to happen. What do you mean the housing market imploded? What's the housing market? Well, let me show you something. It's the same thing. I want y'all to follow the money with me. So the banks, without regulation, had the right. How do banks make money? They make money on fees. And the matter is if they don't make loans, they can't make money on fees because that's what they make the money on. They don't just take your money in and then that's how it makes money. No, they take the money in and loan it back out. That's how a bank works. But wait, there was nobody to take the loan. People weren't asking for loans. You know, things seem to be going well for the American people. Seems like we couldn't afford loans. People weren't qualifying. Wait. What do you mean by qualified? This is 2006, 7, about 4, 5, 6, 7, those years before the 8 crash, y'all. Before 8 crash came around, it was beautiful on them streets for loaning. They were giving loans to anyone with a signature.
Yep.
And I mean with a signature. Teenagers, college students can get a loan.
College students, dancers who works for cash, anybody.
I tell you, if you ever want to see how this rolled out, watch The Big Short. I show this in our curriculum to explain this process. That is what we call the first level of derivatives. Now, Now, if you watch this video, we can't play it on here because unfortunately we don't have permission. I don't want my stream to get cut short again. But y'all welcome to come on a Wednesday night. We will show you that in our private Zoom when we explain how money works. Now, I will let y'all know this right now. They were giving anybody in 2000, about 2005 and 6, 7, up to 8. They were able to give anybody a loan. You and me, I wish to God I knew this. I was alive and old enough for that, but I didn't know about it. Anyone who wanted money or needed money could get it because they were. Why? Because the people making the loans made upfront sales. They got paid commission immediately for every loan. Wouldn't you go looking for anyone with a signature if that's all the requirement was? Baby, let me explain.
Loans were 1 page long.
But they couldn't pay it back, right?
That wasn't the concern.
That process. So it was going on and no one was paying attention. And the funding came from your bank, my bank. All our money was in there. All retirements, everything was flowing through this system. But there was really no backing. There was no money to come into the system to pay it back.
People couldn't pay it back.
And on top of that, they turned the loans into new instruments. They turned the loans into sale items. So they were selling empty loans with no actual creditors to pay it back. We call that derivatives.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bet on a bet on a bet.
The banks called it an index fund to make it sound good.
Okay, so bottom line, that's what happened. Fast forward. So once that crash happened, they were like, we can't have this happen again. The banks can't back this. We're going to give you. Government did what? They bailed them out.
Mm-hmm.
Who did they bail out? They didn't bail out the people who lost those houses. Those people who ended up homeless. The people who lost the money in their retirements. They bailed out the banks.
The institutions,
they
y'all.
Started the wheel again and said, no, poo. You can't do this way anymore. So, baby, let me tell you, the banks was like, okay, we won't do it. We'll have to put some regulation. The government came in. They said, oh, we got regulation standards. You got to do this and the credit and that and this and prove this before they can get this. And we got to know they can pay the people back. And guess what? Seemed like it rolled through pretty good. But they still needed to make this money because there's big money in loans, right?
Yep. They created this.
And now, wait, there's, oh my God. Now our customers have to qualify. There's not going to be as many customers as there was. So the money won't flow. What were created, we heard about it, private credit. Now I can tell you that this exists today, and I can tell y'all know it exists. I can ask you, how many times have you gotten a phone call from some anonymous person that got your phone number from a info bank? They bought your phone number so they could sell you a loan. They could get your business money.
Mm-hmm.
That's going around rampant. How many of y'all are getting flooded with those calls? That's the new spam. Creditors, how many of y'all getting texts about how they can get you this amount of money? The small businesses getting this amount of money. All we need is a EIN number, LLC. Yeah, baby. But that's not the bank, right? Because that's what it says. When I looked it up, it says a private creditor is a creditor that's outside the non-traditional process of the banking. Now,
the question is...
Wait. This is the people. I'm not finished. Wait, hold up. Let me tell you. Baby, the banks are not there. They're not the ones. And from this video, you just learned a little something. The banks aren't allowed to do it, right? They are not. They have to be very cautious. They have to be protective of the funding. They can't just give everybody a loan. Private lenders are seeking you out like they did back in 2008 today.
Yep.
They're seeking you out. They're going out because they get paid to make loans. And if they can get you free money, baby, we get you money and you get a loan and you get a loan and you get a loan and you get qualified. And they have many sources to get you a loan.
But who's qualifying them is my question.
Wait. Okay, Mr. Thomas, you want to ask questions or you want me to finish the story?
Go ahead. I'm like, yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. It's not the banks that are giving these money, right? Because banks can't do that. You know what I just discovered? These guys are all funded by the banks. They're back into the same game, the derivative game, We once again got new loans happening in large numbers, and they're funding businesses now because they're getting you a business loan. And guess what, Mr. Thomas?
What?
Y'all ever heard of Off the Rack? Nordstrom's. Big store, ain't it? I want you to think of this process. What came to me when she said that was, holy crap, we see this all the time.
Okay.
Nordstrom's, major fashion house, right? Major retailer for high-level fashion. Not cheap, is it? It's not cheap. Nordstrom's pretty high-end, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Okay. But then they have Nordstrom Rack. What is Nordstrom's Rack?
Leftover stuff that people don't want.
Nordstrom's Rack is how big, expensive stores actually cover their bottom line. They open bargain bins. Major stores open bargain bin stores. You will never believe some of the companies, the major providers of clothes in some of your bargain bin stores. That you have all these beautiful clothes. You have these cool clothes hanging up in these discount stores. You have them. Oh, I love it because y'all ever heard of what is it? The Family Dollar.
Mm-hmm.
You can get clothes at the Family Dollar, right? You think Family Dollar makes clothes? No, they don't. Where they get them clothes from? They're not donated. This is not the Goodwill. Baby, let me tell you something. Big business been making money at all levels since day one. And they don't have to have the same name to own the same business. So you got your major banks and now you got your private lenders. And they are two different entities, but they're the same funding flow. Don't get it twisted. You are funding those private companies that have no regulations as of right now. So we are right back at 2008. But wait a minute. Guardrails. Before in 2008, the American dollar, which we're all doing this through, actually had some footing, had some standing, right, y'all? Because the world was trading in that dollar. Guess what? Your dollars ain't got so much power. We don't got buyers for our debt. So how are we creating debt at the same rate or even higher levels in rates?
Oh, no, it's higher, without a doubt.
Higher levels in rates than 2008, and do not expect. And from the same source, y'all. From the same source, even though they got a different name, that's called business. My people, let's get to know what it looked like. And we better start recognizing that we are the foundation for all of that. Your bank account is the foundation. And like she said, they changed the rules. So when they make a mistake, you get to pay for it. There's no bailout anymore.
Not a doubt. It's definitely
There's no more government funding coming through to bail the banks out. They're going to shut your account down and empty your account to get it cleaned up.
And we just don't know when.
Lawfully.
We just don't know when.
What is the answer to all of this? Because Miss Ruby, you telling us all this doom and gloom. You said we was going to be a mental wellness. Mental wellness is when you are made aware of something you can then take action to get ahead of before it takes place. You don't have to cower in the corner because you heard it first. This isn't the news. See, because once it comes up in the news, it's too late. This ain't the news. This is what we
Believe
call.
Me, it's too late once it comes up.
Social media. And when social media does research, we ain't doing it after the fact. We get paid to get you ahead of the game. That makes sense? Our payment comes ahead of the game, not after the game. I ain't getting paid by third parties telling me what to say. So that you hear it from a popular source. I'm getting paid to help people get ahead of it.
We laugh about the fact that, we always say, not this country, not this country. Hello, we are that country.
Who said that? Your third world too.
Look, everyone wants to run around talking about U.S. The U.S. is too big to fail. The U.S. has banks that are too big to fail. We are looking at the same thing that Cyprus and Crete did, and Germany did many, many years ago. Well, Crete and I think it was recently, but Germany was back in 1938 or so, somewhere around there. And believe me, we're looking at the same thing. This isn't like something, money cycles end, and then the shift has to come in.
And a money cycle isn't a country.
No.
A money cycle is a system. Your finances are part of a system. The biggest, most important part is, what do you know about the system and how can you use it to advance you and your family through whatever shift takes place?
Because that's the key.
A shift taking place currently. You can feel it. I don't have to sell you anything. We don't have to sell you on the idea that your finances are not going as far and you're working harder than you ever could. That your insurances are higher than they've ever been, harder to get to, and governments are doing less to actually interact with the people. Come on, baby. Let's talk about it.
They don't
I'm not going to tell you that the answer is in a politician. You have to manage your politics. I'm not going to lie.
Not the politicians, but your politics.
But you cannot rely on them for your day-to-day. What needs to happen is that you have to work in tandem with the representatives. You can't get them in and expect them to do all the work by themselves. They got their job and you have yours. Yours is to educate yourself and activate the movement toward your growth, toward your longevity. My question is okay, so today we're talking about financial, but there are so many ways to be outside of this system. The system is set to fail because a new system has to come into its place. Y'all know that, right?
Absolutely.
You can't put a building on a building. You have to crumble it to the foundation and then place a new one in place.
Hopefully with a better foundation.
No, with a new foundation. We always say better. I don't live in the better, worse. I live in the new. I live in the what is. What's happening and how does it benefit us? So let's talk about this. A lot of people, I was at, so I told you guys we were coming back. We had a lot of good stuff happen this weekend. We said on Friday, we were going to share with you a little bit about what was, we found that we went to the NAN conference, which is the National Action Network conference for 2026. We got to meet some cool politicians, some amazing people who are doing great works in their community. Now, my goal is always going to be to introduce what we do, because we understand that the foundation of every movement is finance. I don't care what you say, but we live in a commercial lifestyle, whether you like it or not. Everything is transactional. Everything. You woke up this morning, that was a transaction. Just being on here is a transaction.
Mm-hmm.
Eating your breakfast is a transaction within your body. Every moment, every part of you. This is why I keep trying to bring you back to understanding that everything you're dealing with in the system, every system we're dealing with in the world was built off of the concept of your biological body. The transfer of energy back and forth is consistent through every part. Now, my question is are you going to just let this thing roll? Are you going to be an active participant in how it rolls? That's what we're here to talk about. Are you going to be affected or are you going to be effective? And to do that, we got to get real clear on how things really are. So the young lady always ends it off and she shares about, built to endure. Well, that's what we do. We build processes to endure from your knowledge. I can go places and they can have all kinds of products and goods. But if I don't know how to use them effectively, if I'm not up to the knowledge of the day, how things really work on another level, there's nothing I can interact. I can have stuff, but I can't use stuff. And what we show you is how to be a part of a knowledge base that's growing. So we do digital financial literacy, but did you know we have a new class coming up on April 30th? Do you know our 12-week program is about to spark up again? We just graduated a class last week, which was amazing. For those who visited us and came into the graduation in the metaverse, we thank you so much for being present. We had so much fun and we streamed it.
Yes, we did.
This is a community. Why would you want to spend 12 weeks learning how to move through the financial system digitally, physically, and own assets and start seeing yourself create the lifestyle that you've been needing today. Why would you want to go to a platform where in the same day, same conversation, you can make a move where your finances are now growing with you instead of you constantly beating a rock to get them? Guys, it's time to shift because the shift is coming. Your dollars are losing value while you sleep. What are you doing to make sure they continue to build? This is why I said I got downloaded. It's use what you got. We have to start learning to really use what we got.
And we really have to. We can't just, sit on it.
It's not for someone else to validate. It's for you to start realizing that was the foundation you were given. And I'm telling you, it is that they are the seeds of what's to come. I'm not telling y'all so y'all can believe me. I'm telling y'all this so you can actually say the words out your mouth and activate that in your life. You'll start, the minute you say, use what I got, something's going to come up for you. People keep thinking I'm not being as general as I am. Everything you get, it comes out your mouth. Everything you're doing comes out your mouth. The way you think comes out your mouth. I tell my husband this all the time. You need to slow down sometimes in what you say, because when you talk, we can see your brain, how your brain works. And that's not always a good thing. You want to think about what people are getting from you in the world. And I'm really good at listening to people and hearing. What I notice is that when I do speak, other people get what I'm thinking as well. So I'm particularly careful. I'm a little different with everybody. I ain't gonna lie with y'all. I'm the same person, but I'm different with everyone because y'all are different. I'm a coach. I teach digital financial literacy, and I teach everything from reading to maps and graphs. I'll teach you the digital terrain, how to move through it, and even how to build in it without knowing how to code. But the first thing I need to know is, who are you? You have to be connected to yourself. You got to know who you are. You got to know what you're made of, and you've got to recognize your purpose. And no one can give you that. People can support. I am not here to make you anything you are not. This program doesn't make you anything except knowledgeable. The rest is on you. And that's how life works. The program that you're watching, same thing. Same thing. I don't care where you are in the world. I want you to recognize your power. You were put in this. Y'all on this stream right now. Some of y'all are rocking with this stream right now. You think you got here by accident?
I hope not.
You think you got on Breakfast with the Thomases 8 a.m. on YouTube, some random platform, for nothing? Oh, you ain't get here by accident. This message ain't get here by accident. I wouldn't wake up with use what you got by accident. Because what I got is, I just realized, holy crap, there's a young lady going to be doing it. And this is so weird because after I got use what you got, I got come on down to such and such in Flushing and Flushing, Queens, because we're going to be doing a video and we live. We got to go and we got to go live and everything. They playing my song on Hot 97. Same chick I talked to about building her next level into the metaverse. Same time I will let you know, stop selling your stuff for cash and go get crypto right away.
Yep.
You need to be on Wednesday night. If you are a small business owner, you trying to be an entrepreneur, come find out for free how to get paid in crypto. So you cut the middleman out, and now you can afford to be in business. That's what I got. That's just me using what I got. Come on, boo.
Man, I'm just.
Now it's time to have that discussion. What do you got, baby? Mr. Thomas, what you got? Tell me what you got.
You know, as much as I want to sit there and throw facts and figures that actually won't mean a hill of beans to anybody, I'm going to say these two things. With the bailout, the Treasury covers the bank and your deposits are maintained a little bit longer. With a bail-in, you are the safety net to the bank.
Okay.
Your assets can be liquidated to manage the bank and make the bank whole again.
I'm sorry, did you say can be? He said
Can be,
Oh,
yes, can be
nice.
liquidated.
He's being nice.
Yes.
No, will
be liquidated.
Bail in documents says bail in documents state will be, just not can be, will be.
And to this point, once they do a bail-in, there is no time limit for you to receive your returns, or if you get it returned, because still the FDIC, quote unquote, is only insured for 1.3% of all deposits worldwide. So worldwide, you're lucky if you get 1.3 cents on the dollar. So let's keep it 100. Let's really talk numbers. So when we share with you that there is another way, and we open the door for you to say there is another way, the only thing left to do is for you either to walk in or stay with the knowledge that there's another way, but I'm comfortable in where I'm at, so I don't need to know the difference. I don't need to know the other way. And I know that sounds very short and very one-sided, and it sounds like it's like I'm saying come here because this is the only choice.
No, it's not
the only choice.
You have to
know.
What
it is a window that you can come in and get the answers and do something for yourself. Actually, that's not a window, it's a whole door. Walk the hell in. Get your ass up.
Watch your language.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Watch your language.
After watching this, I wasn't upset. I was like, how often do you have to tell people that they're closing the door on access to their money before they realize the door is closed?
Now, I want us to stop focusing on the money part because I need y'all to recognize this energy.
It's more about the education. Hey, Ms. Hilda.
Okay. So, Mr. Thomas, what is to come? I want you guys to realize something. You have to be prepared. We're not just in a conversation about money, gold, silver, crypto. We're talking about your supplies. We're talking about the things how your home is stocked, your lifestyle, shifting your lifestyle so it begins to become safe, solid, and sane. Isn't that what we want? Safe, solid, and sane.
Safe, solid, and sane.
But you don't have that if you're dependent upon everything around the world. Had a conversation with my family. Y'all know we do Tuesday nights. Tuesday night family Zoom. It's been regular since 2019, baby. I'm trying to tell you, you got a good family combo. But they always look at me as the one to bring everybody keep everybody reality. Oh, she the one. Everybody's talking about the family. What they do. This year, we're planning a trip to Las Vegas to see my aunt, and she's really excited. She's like, I'll pay for the Airbnb. You guys just pay to get out here. I got everything. We cover food, and we are big planning. She's been out there for over 15. Actually, she's been out there for 40 years now. She went in her 20s. My aunt's in her 60s, and she got married, fell in love, and she loves it out there. But she misses her family, and I can get with that. And so we decided instead of her flying out here, we will all go out there. And she was making big plans. And then the beginning of the year started, and in time, I found myself going, guys, I really think that we need to just really lock in our finances before, make sure you shore up what you have going on before we make these big plans. I don't want her to lose her money on that rental of that Airbnb, and then we lose all this plane tickets and all of this money for planes. We cannot again afford toward the time when I already know this whole year is going to be what this year is going to be about. So I had that conversation with them about a month ago, and I wanted to share. I was like, I don't want to bring you guys down, but this is the reality of it, and we got to get on taking care of our collective business first before we start getting together as family, traveling. My question is how many of y'all traveling right now? Well, guess what? Get your ass home and put your stuff together. Start making sure that the travel pays for itself. Start making sure that the bills are already covered before you start putting money in payments into going somewhere and doing something that then you find out, one, you can't do.
Right.
Really cannot participate in that now. You need the money back because times in this country have gotten so thin with the finances. Then you find out that my brother Black Cass was in the house. I got a couple of beautiful people that really take care of folks out here. You got some folks that I mean, brothers and sisters in love, just out here making sure that they fulfill. Do you know that their industry is about to change?
Yes,
it has been changing. These are the people who actually, the truckers, people who travel, the food from farms. With all of this that's going on with the gas and stuff, we're looking at months, the next few weeks. There's going to be drastic changes in availability of stocks and supplies in your community. How are you managing this? I'm talking to my community. People look like me in places that are like mine, because people that look like them other folks, they know this. They already got stocks. Watch those videos of the preppers. Take a look at who they are.
They're not us.
You start realizing it's time for you to stop playing games, stop acting like it's going to be all right, and make it all right.
And the other thing I want to say before you get, not everything is the wilderness.
No. I'm talking about, and they see that's why we have to have these conversations, because we got to be like-minded. We got to talk about what we do where we at. You ain't got to go into the wilderness and build and create, but you got to start doing it somewhere where you are. We got to build this up for our community where you're at. If you have a house, that's nice. If you got some land, that's nice. How do you secure that? How do you protect? How do you make sure that when the stock in the stores are gone, that you can just not have to leave the house, not leave the property?
Yep.
But you're not in those conversations. That's not secure. But it is coming, right? That's happening. The world is happening. The gas prices. We just got notice that from Vance. Hey, guess what? The peace talks are over. What does that mean? How far can you go right now on the gas on the gas that you have with the cash in your pocket? Now we're talking 1, 2, 3s, the numbers in your pocket. See, this is why we have digital financial literacy, because it opens the mind to think a new way so that you are prepared, not scared, not wandering. How many of y'all telling people come to Wednesday night so we could talk about, well, what are we going to do about this, Miss Ruby? What's happening? Wednesday night, the open Zoom. The question is have you made time to sit your tail down and have that conversation? Are you even talking about that in your home?
Is it a conversation that you even care about?
Well, it's not even about care. Most people aren't aware. You can't care about what you don't know. You get where I'm coming from? Because we don't get these conversations. That's why Breakfast with the Thomases brings these levels of conversations, breaks it down. We want to know what you think on the other end. When you saw that video, what were you thinking about it? How did it affect you? When this girl was talking about the facts and the figures, because those are real, you could look them up for yourself. That's the only reason we use ITM trading. ITM trading and a very few others, because they got the facts to follow up with the info.
Yep. You can do your research.
Go to .gov. You can check these numbers for your damn self. I don't want you listening to me. I want us in interaction. I need this community to be community so we can get somewhere. I'm not a politician. I ain't running for nothing. Okay. I'm not interested in anything. When you pay for the classes you come to, that you learn, you're getting my skill set. So yeah, you're going to pay for my skills so that we can move forward together. The next thing is going to be, how is that going to apply to your business and what you up to? How do you make money off them skills? Because I teach them so that you guys can build.
But that's what's required. It's going to be, you're going to have to manage all your own finances, because the institutions, if you leave them to manage your finances.
What finances when you can't get to your bank account?
They will hold everything.
What finances are you talking about you going to manage? I got money. I got cash. You got the thing that they're removing the value of on the rate. You stocking that at your house. You might as well go burn that. Because the bill, I'll be very honest, if you ain't got assets that are interchangeable or transferable on a higher level, gold and silver, people go, oh wow, I got gold and silver. You know, the last thing I want to have to do is trade my gold and silver for my everyday use. That's the last thing. I never want to have to trade my gold and silver, because that means that the world has gotten into such a bad situation. That means that we are at the bottom of that barrel before we can come up. And that's when things are extreme. We call that hyperinflation. And it is not funny, and it is not a pretty thing. Right now, we are heading there. And we got to go to, before we can get that up scoop, we got to get real low.
Yep.
Really to the lowest before
Look
we
at
get
this.
up
I'll
scoop.
put you this way. One of the countries that had hyperinflation just in 2012, they had to go back to bread lines, rationing, and giving people meal tickets to get a certain amount of food for their house.
Y'all don't know your history. We've been there. America's been there, baby. And we are on our way back. The bread lines are longer than they ever have been and more frequent, thank you, God, because there's food to give.
And you know, it's funny. I think about it, and you know, when someone controls your food, they get to control you.
When someone controls your food, your water, your air, which is becoming more common, they control the resources of heat, light. They control you. And the fact of the matter is it's time for us to start having this family conversation with the wider family. Guys, we have been inviting you to the table, but we really are inviting you to the family so that you can take it home and we can keep building strong communities. P2G is not doing this so that we can make this great program. We need allies. We need connections. We need people who have things so that we can be a strong network of resources.
People who are willing to put their feet to the ground and make it happen.
Oh, and by the way, this isn't social services. We don't believe if you ain't got nothing to give, you're not going to hang around. We don't play that. Everybody, look, I'm going to be really honest. I never thought politics worked in the first place. I'll be honest. We need to just get back to handling what we handle, everybody at their strength together. Some people got land, some people got skills, some people can build, some people are creators, some people are maintainers, some people know how to cook, they got nutrition. Everybody coming together can build a community, right? And do you need to be in the same spot for that to happen? No.
Not at all.
We have these things to keep us as connected. Guys, I've learned so many skills from people on these boxes. It's ridiculous. But what will you put your time to? What will you focus on? What you gonna put your time in? Y'all too busy. Stop being too busy to get your life together for on a long term. Because you playing yourself short with the short term. Right now, I don't have time. Right now, I'm doing this. Right now, you know who I love? I have to admire a sister, and I know she knows who I'm talking about. One of my sisters said, look, I'm up to my neck. I can't do it right now. I'm gonna be really honest. My brain needs to finish this before it does that. You know how priceless it is to know that about yourself? And she didn't just trail off. She finished what she had and came back to do the next thing because she was able to compartmentalize the process to get things completed and done and out the way. That's what we're teaching. We're teaching you not to have to worry about the juggle. It's not about the juggle. It's about pick up, put down, pick up, put down, pick up, put down, start to finish. And if it takes a while for some stuff to get done, then so what? So what? Consistency changes everything. So Miss Ruby, I don't have any money to save. Go get some. Let's go get you some. Let me show you where you're missing money. That's it. It's a simple conversation. See you on Wednesday. Y'all want to
people don't know that they're missing money. You know, they say that they have only so much money in a week. And I gotta pay this and I gotta pay that. When did you pay yourself? Which is the basis of what we tell you. When you pay yourself, all the other things become manageable.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And like, my thing is do you want to? We do whatever. Y'all do whatever you want. Y'all know that, right? Every person in this place who isn't you don't even have to be an adult. Children do what they want. Children do what they want. But see, what do you want? You still talking in a game about I want this, I want that, but I don't know how. Now we're sitting down talking to y'all about getting some idea. Let's have the conversation finally. Let's open the door. This is the website. This is the current website, which by the way is updating. I'm so excited. We're getting a whole new place. The name of our methods is called the No Lazy Money Methods. Our program is called P2G's Digital Financial Literacy. So P2G Digital Financial Literacy is our platform. That's what we use. And this is our community. We have multiple platforms that you can go to, this program being one of them. Okay. We also have lots of stuff going on. We have a cyber safety class that's built into our programming, but we also have a separate one for those who would like to learn how to take care of their stuff. You don't want to keep sending it out to get fixed. Scrummy. We are also wonderful, wonderful supporters of other people's platforms. Scrummy is one from is a product that we love. It's a game that helps to build family values and even your vocabulary. This is some information about our platform. P2G's Networks offers a lot. We want you guys to, I want to pull that back because I want you to take the quiz. Go to the site, use your QR code here, take the quiz. Check your DFL level, digital financial literacy level. I want you to take that quiz and let us know what you think about what you know. This is our Wednesday night. Now I'm gonna bring this up because I'm gonna show you what happens when you click that button. It takes you to the community action, advancing digital economic equity. Bring your tail to the conversation that was built for your questions. We are not doing this. We don't have an option to sit here with our heads in the sand, wondering what to do next. All right? I want you all to realize something. When you click the button for that button, you're going to get a Zoom link, an invitation.
Yes, you are.
You're going to get an invitation to come to the platform, ask your questions. Most of y'all are always calling me, Miss Ruby, can I book a time with you? I'm on every Wednesday. Baby, I'm on every Wednesday. You want to have a conversation? Let's do it. It's time. Because, sweetie, we are not controlling the background. We control the foreground. That's your power, the here and the now, the what you have today. And right now, it's time to use what you got. That's all. You got to use what you got. And some of y'all don't know you got anything. So let's have a conversation.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Be amazed at what we've been able to pull out of others, learning really what do they have. Come on now. So on that note, I gotta get to work, y'all. The work we don't open up for the day. It's time to go, but you know what? We got you. Y'all make sure you reach out. And don't forget, Wednesday, we have a new guest. She's one of my podcast babe sisters. One of the people who helped write that book we keep sharing with you guys about, turning her pain into power. I was part of an anthology, and I want to share. I share my story there, but you're going to read some stories about women who have overcome. Ladies, it's not all about you. My brothers, y'all better get that book because it'll help you not only understand women, it will also help you identify yourselves. We are two, not one race of people. We are human beings, and we need one another. And the best way to serve each other is to get to know each other. So don't forget to get the book. It's on the website. Go have fun. Go and read about all the goodies and get all into I'll give you all the insights on myself and stuff and my sisters. And y'all get the meat, what is called the meaty greasy of Miss Ruby.
The meaty greasy, okay.
Greasy of Miss Ruby. I tell my story in there. So I love you all. Y'all are family. You're not just viewers. You're not just watchers. You've joined the P2G family. You are part of the Thomases. And don't forget, bring others to the table. Share this. You don't got to make nobody, I'm telling you right now, don't try to convince anybody. The only person that's got to figure this out is you.
Yep.
When you change, they get interested. And all you have to do is share where you got it from and keep it moving. Because I have not made myself responsible for one relative, not one. If you don't step up, you don't get to keep up. And that's how that works. I love you all. Keep doing what you're doing. And thank you for supporting us and giving us your time. This is precious, and we're grateful that we have it from you. Thank you.
Ooh, ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. See ya. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday.